What a news year! How was it for you?
A movie. It was a movie and it moved too fast. Yeah, everything was happening in literally less than 24 hours. Yeah.
And uyazi wena Mbhele besibona kuma-social media nala kuyona iGagasi FM News Wrap ukuthi uma sike sathinta lolu daba lwama-illegal immigrants bewubona ukuthi abantu abasilalelayo abasibukayo bavele nje bavuke ubhejazane and it really does heighten emotions. Ikona enikutholayo when you cover stories about illegal immigration?
Definitely. Uyibeke nje kahle ukuthi amaphapha ayakhuphuka nje.
Politics, justice, umnotho, emphakathini. The stories that matter, wrapped up for you every week. This is the Gagasi FM News Wrap, hosted by Spumelele Zondi.
Hey Daola, and welcome to iGagasi FM News Wrap with me, Spumelele Zondo. Nondaba ofika neindaba every single week right here kwiGagasi FM News Wrap. Kuleli viki we're doing things slightly different from how we usually do things. And whoa, what a news year that we've actually had. So, in this funu kuyenza ukuthi sikuthathe sikufake ngaphakathi into the Gagasi FM newsroom and find out how we cover the stories esizibhekayo la kwiGagasi FM nokuthi uma sesikhetha ke nabantu esiba-interviewayo, how we actually go about doing that. Angingedwa this week, we have Gagasi FM journalist Buhle Mbhele, who's going to help us unpack all of this. Buhle, hello and welcome.
Ngiyabonga. Thank you for having me. What an honor.
Yeah. What a news year! How was it for you?
A movie. It was a movie and it moved too fast. Yeah, everything was happening in literally less than 24 hours. Yeah.
Esikubone kakhulu kulonyaka ukuthi bekhona izitori ze-GBV ngathi beziningi to the point ukuthi besibona i-action on the ground and abalandeli bethu noma ngabe ababukeli le news wrap noma ngabe abantu abalalela indaba on radio, they seem to be drawn to lezi zitori ze-GBV. Kwenziwa yini lokho mawucabanga?
I think kwenziwa ukuthi GBV is a very close issue to abantu abaningi. Not just as in Africa, but globally. And I would even say maybe 95% of people have been exposed or experienced the GBV. Bayayazi, bayibonile, abanye have been through it. So when you talk about ama issue akanje, you trigger a lot of people, but at the very same time, ukhuluma kubantu ngento abayaziyo. Ingakho ithi mekuphuma story, for example, the story of a woman that was molested and raped by 10 men in Pietermaritzburg that we reported by my colleague Unompendulo Ngubane earlier this year. That story, as it develops, those stories catch a lot of attention and abantu react a lot because abanye njengoba si reporter lesi kukhona ababhekene naleyo nkinga ngalowo mzuzu because inkinga enkulu eNingizimu Africa. Hence we have organizations like Women for Change who are calling for the president to declare GBV and femicide as a national disaster.
And uyithola kanjani leyo balance? Uyakhuluma ngale story esisodwa okhuluma ngaso, sike sabona nama-match enzeka nokunye okuye kwenzeka ukuthi i-story leso ngathi sinenhlaka eningi kakhulu. How do you strike that balance?
Kubalulekile ukuthi as a journalist, you remember the ethics of journalism, and you also need to remember ukuthi every story needs to be covered in all sides. I like using the term 360 journalism. This simply means you touching base kuyo yonke into. If, for example, I'm going to go back to Women for Change. If the call was made by Women for Change, ibona ezinhlangano ukuthi bathi sifuna umengameli declare GBV and femicide as a national disaster. Then mase sikushilo lokho, there are victims nabo aba resonate with this call, right? Hence kune pool eningi for support for this declaration. Then let's also touch on lauma victims ukuthi bona bathini zithini intori zabo. Let's also touch on government. What's their response so far? Amapha ama department that are affected by this. Yibona abakhuluma nalezi inhlangano ezifana no Women for Change, that also the victims are naming as being let down mesokhuluma about inkinga zo-GBV ukuthi mhlambe yena wahamba yo-reporter kuphi mhlambe kusemaphoyiseni zangalekelele athini amaphoyisa when it comes to this, you know. What is the departments such as social development are saying about this? We also look into international organizations as well that also get to be affected when the coal rises and isidlulela ngaphandle kwaseNingizimu Afrika. So kumele uhlezi ukhumbula ukuthi akuyena yedwa umuntu that is affected and needs to be sort of interviewed or involved in the story, but faka nawo wonke umuntu lo lalelayo lo okhulumayo nabanye.
It's been a very awkward year njengoba sibona lapha uDonald Trump neSouth Africa noma ngazi noma ngithi America neSouth Africa ngoba ungathi bebodwa nje America kunempica abadala babuye bangazwani. And it led us to a once in a lifetime opportunity wena wakwazi ukungena ngaphakathi kwi-G20 la thina abanye singangeni khona. Leading up to that, could you feel lama tensions ule kwi-G20 summit?
Definitely, EUS has been a topic as around G20 simply because South Africa had to hand over to Yona EUS, Yona G20 presidency. So obviously they will be part of the conversation throughout ngoba ubudlelwane babo kumele bebuhle so that when the handover happens, clean yonke into ku right iyasebenzisana lamazwe. Not forgetting the fact that Yona EUS is our second largest country esisebenzisana nayo when you're talking about importing and exporting, right? So kumele kube clear relationships and communications between the two. But ukuthi EUS was the center of the conversation, definitely ngoba into ebiyenzeka is every delegated member of South African government or any other country that was there, maybe zokhuluma nathi siyintatheli bengeke kusalombuzo about EUS. So it was part of the center of the conversation, but at that point misekufika yona ingqungquthela leyana, I would say our officials, your Ronald Lamulas, which is the DIRCO minister, bese bekhathele ukukhuluma nge-US, and they had decided that we are moving ahead with or without the US, and as they said, our president will not be bullied, which were their line leading up to the summit. So they were tired of talking about it and going back and forth about the handing over, the presence of the US or anything. Bese befikelele esinqumeni sokuthi siyayenza lento sebezobona ukuthi bona benze njani as the US.
Khona lapha phakathi there were signings that happened. Donald Trump ngathi ube nganeme ukuthi a declaration was signed khona lapha ngaphakathi. How did you view all of that? Ukuthi yebo uyamemeza ngaphandle. And thina siyambona ebhala ku social media memeza ngaphandle ukuthi angikho kodwa ngikhona ningakwenzi lokho ekumele nikwenze. Did you feel labantu abangaphakathi bebe nendaba nalokho noma bebeqhubeka nje bona nama deal abo?
There was, what I can tell you is mhlambe abantu might have missed it, or they did catch on that the fact that Trump tried by all means ukuyistopha i-G22, boycott it ukuthi ingenzeki kuze kuvele ukuthi mengithi US ayikho into ezokwenzeka. And that's because of the history of the US, knowing ukuthi they've been the most developed country and they are the leading the way the negotiations that were happening where the G20 had to be declared. He tried to use Australia to also not have the G20 declared in the meetings. Hence, the G20 was supposed to be declared on Sunday, the last day, but it happened, which was the first time as well, yenzeka ukuthi declare it on day one of the summit, because all the other countries avumelene, but yayodwa le ebizama ukwenzani ukuthi ingavumi ukuthi kudeclare the G20. And the sources brought the information that it was Trump through his administration trying to make sure ukuthi akwenzeki ukuze kuzovela ukuthi mengithi angikho i-US ingekho ayikho into ezokwenzeka. But then as the summit iqhubeka kwase kuqaqeka abantu uyabona ukuthi bayabona nabo ukuthi iNingizimu Afrika uhulumeni wakho usedecided ukuthi siyaqhubeka nalento with or without Trump. So akufezekanga lento bezama ukuyenza.
Mhlawumbe asike sibone ukuthi unumber 2 wethu wona umkanjani this year. And uyazi wena Mbele besibona kuma social media nala kuyona iGagasi FM News Wrap ukuthi uma sike sathinta lolu daba lwama illegal immigrants bewubona ukuthi abantu abasilalelayo abasibukayo bavele nje bavuke ubhejazane and it really does heighten emotions. Ikona nikuthola when you cover stories about illegal immigration?
Definitely uyibeke nje kahle ukuthi amaphapha ayakhuphuka nje bakuningi, because the only reason why I've gathered what I've gathered as the main reason why kuhlezi kuba a lot of very heightened reaction when it comes to illegal immigration stories, it is simply because the reports that we get on the ground is they are behind a lot of criminal activities. When we talk about criminal activities, we're talking about the selling of drugs in the cities and different areas in the country. We are talking about the brothels that some of the illegal foreign nationals are running. And in those brothels, there are young girls in those places that are found. We saw in Tshwane, it happened where the mayor Nasipi also found a brothel that had very young girls. So into ivela as we cover these stories, as we meet some of the people that are pushing for illegal immigrants to be deported out of the country, ukuthi the reason why sifuna behambile ngoba sesitholile ukuthi badayisa idakamizwa kuyingane eNingizimu Afrika, bavula amabhizinisi angekho emthethweni futhi adecelele iNingizimu Afrika phansi, and kuningi ubugebengu abakwenzayo. And it's not because some of the illegal foreigners are being accused of something they don't know. It is because the citizens that are calling for their deportation have seen them partaking in these criminal activities or even leading them, and they have those reports and some even evidence to say this is the reason why we are fighting for them ukuthi abahambe, if I can put it that way. So the reason why my emotions emaningi kakhulu kuyakhalwa in different communities because of what they've seen. So that's why we decided ukuthi ngcono kube khona okwenziwayo asiyithathele thina, the call sizenzele ngokwethu njengamanje, because maybe another thing they're raising is abaholi bethu abayiboni lento esiyibona in the communities. Maybe if we take the action into our own hands, mhlambe bazosizwa, because they feel like they're not being heard and they're let down by the government.
And usam ngoba siyasisho nesingisi something about a bad apple evelibolise nje almost yonke into ukuthi nalo ongakwenzi okubi naye usethola ukungcola ngenxa yokuthi kunenkinga ngalo sam okhuluma ngawe. And also as journalists, I suppose istory lesi esinzima for any journalist to really cover, because as you said ukuthi emotions get heightened. Wonke umuntu une view yakhe and wonke umuntu uyafisa ngazo ukuthi i-view yakhe ingagqama, kanti that's not how journalists cover these stories. A journalist is supposed to find balance or try to find balance ngaso sonke isikhathi ukuthi nalo umphakathi ongafuni ukuthi interview, you have to interview them, even if it's an unpopular opinion. Umsebenzi wakho as a journalist to even get to those unpopular opinions too ukuthi sibezwe, because the truth might be somewhere laphaya in the middle, as it's always said ukuthi your side, my side, the truth is somewhere in the middle. Nangu number one wethu.
And I can confirm before the South Africans today that the investigation which these members were involved with in Gauteng has unmasked the syndicate. And this syndicate involves, amongst others, politicians who are currently serving in Parliament. The law enforcement officers include the members of the South African Police Service, the Metro Police, and Correctional Services. They include prosecutors in Gauteng province, the judiciary, and all these are controlled by the drug cartel as well as business people in that province of Gauteng. This act, of course, undermines the criminal justice system in this country. Mr. Brown Mohotsi sends a WhatsApp message to myself, Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, regarding the allegation on the defeating the ends of justice matters which were widely publicized, which involves an incident that happened at the Correctional Service at Mpangeni in KwaZulu-Natal. Mr. Brown sends this message in September last year, long before the news came out in public about the incident that happened at Mpangeni. he sends this message. In this message that he sends to the provincial commissioner, he attaches a police letter and he attaches a copy of the occurrence book, a register that is used at the police station that's supposed to only be accessed by police officers. But Mr. Brown, who's not a police officer, attaches those in his message and he sends it to the provincial commission. His word says there is a plot to charge you. Mr. Brown Mohoso also sends a screenshot of a presentation that was made on the 30th of September 2024, a presentation that was titled 2024-2025 Division Crime Intelligence Policies. He sends this to myself, Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, as a Provincial Commissioner KwaZulu-Natal.
Yay, la idala indaba lolo suku. And it actually changed what the year was going to be, the last 6 months.
Hey, I'm speechless when we get into this one because from that moment, azange kuphinde kufane in the newsroom. We've been on our feet since, simply because there's a new name that's coming up every now and then. There are two, I'd say, groups that are working on these damning allegations that were made by our provincial commissioner, Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. We have the ad hoc committee at Parliament. We have the Madlanga Commission that is investigating these allegations. How did we get here? And is it even true? Zonke lezinto ezivelayo, and gathering the evidence as much as they can. And the issue here is what has been hard for us, Nati, in the newsroom is this has been a story that is developing very fast, and you are learning of new names that are popping up every now and then. Ukuthi nosibani uyathinteka la, usibani wenza ukuthi, you know, we're learning about the famous bag that, you know, we've heard of the former police minister also receiving that stacks of cash in that bag from the very controversial alleged gang leader. You know, so all of that information, it's being dropped. At the same time, you need to make sure that how you tell that story, it is very clean, you're respectful at the same time, because amagama abantu that are also involved here, and at the very same time, ukhuluma ngendlela ukuthi umlaleli melalele uyakuzwa ukuthi uthini, because laphayana the words that are being used there as well, you need to make sure ukuthi you simplify it, but at the very same time, you make sure that you're not leaving out any information that is coming out, but you need to verify what you're talking about. You need to be sure ukuthi uyamazi ubani obekustendi ubethini, wazo commissioner that are leading the investigation and the evidence that is coming out. You need to balance out how you cover. You need to have a background. Any background is not easy because remember, amagama labantu aloke ephuma are new people to our audience and to us as well. So you need to know ukuthi okay, lo mahlale kuloke kuvela ukuthi uba umahlala. Bring that context as well as you cover and unpack the story as it develops.
Uyazi njengoba ukhuluma noMatlala ucabanga ukuthi ezinye izinto eziwubugebengu wangaziphika ukuthi zenzekile, and the people that he was also naming kuyona leyo nto, and also witness D lo simthola ukuthi usebulewe, ungazi ukuthi is it going to frighten abantu, maybe abantu sebezosaba ukuthi because yasho commission ukuthi there are people abasho ukuthi nathi would like to come forward sizo ikhipha eyethu i-evidence, but kanjani uma ngabe sewuzwa kuthiwa abantu abaphume phakathi khona yedwa at least wabo osebulewe nokuthi siphilaphi. It's quite a scary situation to always be dealing with kule sikhathi esiphila kusona. Kodwa ke mhlambe isitori esizoqhubeka sisikhave as u2026 ufika nawo oqala, kodwa ucabanga ukuthi u2026 uzoba njani in the newsroom?
It's going to be a very busy year. We will be bringing a lot of coverage around politics. Politics is going to be the center of attention. We're going to be making sure that you would know about it. We're going to be covering a lot of manifestos, of course. Ngoba wonke amaqembu kuzomela khankase asho ukuthi athembisane kubantu. We'll bring you all of lezo ithembisa abazobezisha abaholi bazo zonke lezi inhlangano namaqembu. We'll also make sure that we keep you updated with, of course, elections education. Ukuthi IEC ithini. and yini abafuna ukuxwayisa abantu ngako, and what is it that people need to know about our elections. And also we're going to be looking forward, of course, ukubona ukuthi what is it that's going to come up during these times. Are we going to see the formation of different political parties coming together to say, let's be a group and attack, if I can put it that way, so that we get majority of the different municipalities in the country where we see the political parties that are currently ruling in those municipalities lose those municipalities to new political parties. We're expecting a lot of that. We're expecting a lot of drama as well in terms of citizens taking advantage of lesi sikhathi ukuthi ngoba manje yonke attention enina futhi ngoba nifuna ukuthi sinivotele, anike nisizwe ngalesi sikhathi la nifuna ukuthi nathi sinike attention yethu sinivotele, nali ithuba lokuthi sibhikishe nathi sifikelele ukuthi sithole attention yenu. So we're going to be bringing a lot of that coverage around what the residents are saying, political parties, IEC, etc.
Buhle Mpele, sibonge.
Thank you very much for having me.
Buhle Mpele uyintatheli yethu la kwiGagasi FM, and yena neteam yonke nje yeGagasi FM News ukuthi bayagijima besiqoqela indaba every single day, and sometimes ukuthi ubezwe emsakazweni, kodwa ke kuhle ukuthi sike sizwe ukuthi how they actually do lo msebenzi abawenzayo. Nathi ke asiyivale sesiyobuya ngonyaka ozayo, kodwa ke i-team esebenza nayo beyisebenza kanzima izama ukuqoqela iGagasi FM News Wrap. Sayilontsha kamnandi futhi kwangathi nani niyasikhombisa uthando ekuyilontsheni iGagasi FM. Sibona ukuthi ezinye izinto niyazikhatha nizifake la nizifaka khona zeqhamuke engasezona ezethu kodwa siyacela ukuthi nisicredit phela uma ngabe kuwukuthi niyithandile interview, niyithandile analysis, niyithandile imbono esinayo, just give credit, ubuyisele ngapha kuthini ukuthi sizwile leli thimba leGagasi FM News Wrap alisitshela ngalezi zinto. Ukhona uNokwanda Dima esebenza naye la as a producer every single week, ehlanganisa izinto edidiyela. Ukhona uMawando Musa Kheswa ohlale eshuthela ehlanganisa edithe kube kuhle. Ukhona uPhakeme Mnguni naye owenza izinto zo last mile laphaya as digital producer wethu, bese kuba khona uMichael Zuma ohlale esibhekela isound ukuthi yinhle ngayo yonke indlela, bese kuba ke uAlex Mthiyane ekuyena ke owongamele nje yonke into, noAyanda Melansi ke naye osiphethe khona la kwiGagasi FM benoAlex Mthiyane ukuthi bahlale bebheka ukuthi yonke into isahamba ngomumo yini. Sibonge ukuthi nisamkelile, sibasha nasithanda sibasha. Mina ngiyubhekane Siphumelele Zondi, unondaba ofika nezindaba every single week la kwiGagasi FM News Wrap. Angisho ukuthi sesiyoyikhuluma la sihlangane khona uma siyikhuluma bukhoma.
Catch a brand new episode njalo ngolosihlanu ngo4 ntambama. You can watch the vodcast noma ungalalela i-podcast kwi-app yethu noma inini noma kuphi. Gagasi FM News puts KZN first.